Hey, down here, down here. I'm way down here. What up? Good morning, and something. I listened to the audio from yesterday's video, and it was honestly really good. So the settings on this mic are now gonna be different, because apparently the setting that I had it on, I guess, just had me. Oh, crap! It just had me holding the mic to my mouth the whole time. Okay, so I should zoom out like this or something. Got my maroon pants on, and I forgot to get my little towel thing for the seat belt on this wheelchair, which I will be switching out maybe today. I do have a fair amount of time available today. I finally am free. I'm finally free. It's been almost a week since I've been quite literally non-stop, in the sense of I would move from one event, one life part to the other. Yesterday after work, I went out downtown with some friends of mine that I haven't seen since May, since before my bodybuilding show. And then after that, I just kind of fell off, which makes me really sad, because I really wanted to hang out with them in the summertime, because we would always go out, like kind of bars and clubs and stuff, which was fun. You know, like you're hanging with the boys, you got good music playing, you know, just having a good time, whatever it is. And I did not do that. And I've also been thinking I really need to get my YouTube going. I have a lot of video ideas, a lot of things I want to record. A lot of things that I want to do. But I just haven't done them. It's tough. It's tough to do this while I have a job, and while, you know, these past couple of days I've been so busy, I don't even know how I would be able to integrate, you know, YouTube being more full-time. But my friend Elijah, I think I might start, you know, having him help me out with editing and posting and scheduling and whatnot. And then all I need to do is get my younger brother, to help me record some things. Otherwise, I'm on tripod style. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in my head about everything. It's also hard to balance, like learning, such as reading, podcasts, staying up to date with current technology, you know, just developments in the world, what's going on. It's really hard to stay current, and, you know, I'm interested, but it's hard to stay, let's call it, fluent in stuff like that. Because I'm at work all day, and I'm working. And I'm here at the gym, and I'm recording. So I'm not listening to an audiobook or anything while I work out. The music is very, very quiet today, which I am so happy about. And yeah, so these are tough times. They're good. Like, I've been very busy. But, you know, it's like when work is done, I just change, shower, and go. I'm probably going to delete Instagram, or delete it just during the day, because I do have group chats on there that are important for communication. But, yeah, I don't want to be spending time on social media. I don't want to be spending time on games. I deleted my Cats and Soup game from my phone. I think my progress will be saved if I ever want to get it again, but I just deleted all that, because I'm really trying to reduce my time on my phone, except for when it's about communication. Because, you know, I need to be focused on other stuff, doing other stuff. I talked to somebody about doing some horseback riding, so that could be happening maybe this weekend. What else? trying to practice my Chinese, but that's not getting very far. I really need to carve out, a solid hour, 2 hours to actually, because, I'll watch a little bit of a video and I'll listen and maybe I'll speak a little bit, like, talk along, but I won't really retain it. So I need to figure that out to retain. And, I just need to learn the basics for now. I still need to buy the hotel for Taiwan. I'm going to do that today for sure. I have a few selected prospective hotels. Yeah, and then this weekend I don't really have any plans, which is feeling weird because the past couple weekends I've always had something going on. Typical Sunday morning, my brother and I go to the coffee shop, and that's our bro time. And Saturday maybe I'll do some recording, do some whatever else, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what gets done. I got my crew, my people to hang out with. So I'm going to be trying to go out, hang out, and whatnot. Sunday is going to be the last good day. Weather-wise, it's going to be 74 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's 23 Celsius, I think. So maybe 21, 22. But good day, because every other day is just going to be 50 degrees max. So it's getting cold now. It's definitely winter time is approaching. So yeah, with that in mind, we're hitting a lot of volume. The gym is nice and empty. I don't really see any of my friends. I keep kind of looking around just to make sure I can connect with some homies. But I don't see any right now. So yeah, I always feel like I can do more. It's weird because within 1 week, I'm doing as much volume in my back and chest as my friend Isaiah, but he also does legs. So, I'm working out 6 days a week, and I must not be doing as many workouts because it takes me 6 days of chest, back, arms, whatever, to get the same volume as him, probably in 3 days or 4 days. So, I'm sure he's working out, doing much more than me, but I'm doing 4 working sets and about 3 to 4 exercises per muscle group day. And I don't know what he's doing, but it feels like I could do more, but just the time isn't there. My shoulder hurts, and yeah. Talkie. Time to work out. My watch is connecting. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna zoom in for no reason. Get in there. Hola, ¿cómo estás? So now we're doing some rows. My back kind of hurts a little bit, so hopefully go easy on it. Still want to get a good squeeze. Maybe raise this up a little bit extra. Let's see, just so that it goes through right. And yeah, I'm really just living life now. It's weird. I'm not on a diet yet, which feels really weird, but I'm making sure to hit my protein during the day with as little carbs or fats as possible, because then it gives me the freedom to go out and eat with friends. Like yesterday, I went out to a restaurant that was a little bit disappointing, to be honest, but it was still pretty good food. So, being able to do that and not worry about the macros and all that, like I can finally eat. But at the same time, I still want to stay half lean, half semi-bulk. I don't really want to truly bulk, because I don't really think I need to. I don't need to gain 30 pounds and stuff like that, because I'm not on steroids. I'm not, nothing's really going to happen that much. But I talked to my coach about this, and I don't know if there's any real data or not. Hold on, let me get up here, because right now you're just kind of only able to peek my head a little bit through these weights. yeah, my short king legs are dangling. But so the thing is, when you're in a calorie deficit, you're not really going to get hypertrophy, which is muscle growth. You're really just going to get maybe be able to minimize atrophy, right? So when you're in a deficit, your muscles will get smaller, and so you just try to make it so they get the least amount of muscle smallerness. Science. I'm a science man. Listen to me speak in ways you've never heard, because this is top dollar science. Anyway, so there is most likely a threshold of weight and calorie intake for maximum muscle growth. And then you could go up in weight and you could go up in calories, but you don't maximize muscle growth in a linear fashion. It might be more logarithmic, where if you're not getting enough calories and you don't have enough body fat, you won't have any muscle growth. And right when you hit this certain special mark, that's when muscle growth can begin. And then if you go beyond that mark, there might be an optimum thing where it's like you're not too heavy, you don't have too many calories, but you have enough to get the most muscle growth for the least amount of calories and body fat. Because that's what I'm going for. I want, so let's say it's 15% body fat and 2,200 calories, if that's for me, right? Because this is probably very individual as well. So for me, if 2,200 calories and 15% body fat, or maybe let's say 17% body fat, that's where if I get 20% body fat and 2,400 calories, my muscle growth does not increase beyond the 17% body fat and 2,200 calories. So I'm trying to be as lean as I can with the fewest amount of calories as I can, but have the most muscle growth possible. That's, it's an optimization. So that's what I'm going for, because I still like to be lean. I feel good about myself when I'm a little bit more lean, and I don't necessarily care about maximizing muscle growth, because again, this isn't my whole life. I'm not a pure bodybuilder. I have other stuff in life. I'm trying to do some more public speaking, do some podcasts maybe, like join other people's podcasts more, and just kind of grow my social media as well, my YouTube specifically. I really, really, really want to grow my YouTube more, which is tough because it's just me recording for the most part, and you see all these videos online, and what you don't realize is that there's always just someone who's, their job is follow around and record everything and then edit and make it just the good parts on TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. And I don't have someone like that is just wholly dedicated to filming and editing me. And it makes sense because I make $0 from this, so I can't afford that. And also I have a day job, so I also am busy most of the time. It is what it is, but I'm going to be doing my best. I'm going to really start doing some more Wheelchair DNA old school style videos. Those are going to be pretty fun. Really looking forward to doing those. And I need to keep in mind, right, because I need to keep in mind that a lot of people have different abilities or disabilities. Even though we're all in a wheelchair, I have a very, very easy time doing pretty much anything. And I can get around, and I can pretty much, when I go out with my friends, I'm just like a normal person. They never really have to worry about me. And when I went to the fundraiser, the gala, the Strive for New Ability, I saw, because I don't really have a lot of friends in wheelchairs, but I saw all these people in wheelchairs, and I just realized how different we all are, despite just being in a wheelchair, And so for one, I'm grateful for what I can do, and some people can do more than me, and of course I'm always striving to do better and walk again and everything. I think if I ever gave up on walking again, if I truly, truly, truly accepted that I would never walk again, I'd probably kill myself. And that sounds extreme, and so I'm sorry to anyone who's close to me hearing that, but it's kind of the truth. And that's why I never give up hope, because I just know how detrimental it would be if I truly accepted long term the wheelchair, the spinal cord injury, whatever. Not that my life is bad, and this is what I talked about before. It's about daily acceptance, but long term, prepare, plan, execute. Plan, prepare, execute. I've heard it both ways. It's just the thing is, I need that in my life, and for me, my mental cutoff is about 40 years old or 39 years old, because that would have been, by the time I'm 40, I would have been in a wheelchair for more of my life than not, which is an insane threshold, and I really don't want to reach that. So I'm really, really, wanting to walk before I'm 40, and it's getting close, 14 years away. So I really think I need to start getting involved in the medical device industry and really, really working on that. It's tough. That's what I really want to get into, because, my favorite quote, and I'm going to leave you with this, probably for the day, because I've been talking way too long. So first of all, have a good day. I love you. Ciao. Second of all, Leonardo da Vinci, right? Latin, the C is more like a K, or Italian Latin, whatever's the difference. There are those who sit back and let things happen to them, or wait around for things to happen. And then there are those who stand up and go happen to things. And I kind of made it my own quote, but I don't think he says stand up, but there are those who sit back and wait for things to happen, and those who go out and happen to things. And that's what I've been thinking about a lot. Another quote, or kind of phrase, thing to think about, whatever, is everybody wants a village, but nobody wants to be a villager. That was one that I heard at the guys' night, the emotional fitness group that I went to, and that was an interesting one. But it's that's tough, because you have to first define what the village is that each person kind of wants in general, and then what do they need to contribute to be considered or not considered a village. But regardless, so I'm really thinking about how in the future I can go happen to things, and maybe the near future, because I really, really want to be part of the change that I want, because I can't just say that I want to walk before 40 and then just sit back and think, the technology will get there. The technology doesn't develop or evolve unless someone actually does it. It's hard to remember that, just because the world seems so big now, and so you think, of course NVIDIA will come out with a new GPU, of course Apple will come out with a new phone, of course some new technology will be developed, like Neuralink, or for the spinal cord injury. Of course, technology is always evolving. We have the speed and price, whatever that guy, the kind of the processing speed doubles every year or something, and that's not really true anymore. But that was a thing in the 80s or 90s or whatever, where the guy said, every 2 years the processing speed doubles and the price goes by half or something. And it sounds nice, but that hasn't been true for a long time. So a lot of people say it, but it's not true. However, when people were saying it, and when it was true, you think of it as a law, Moore's law, that's what it was, Moore's law. And it's a law, right? But it's not really a law, it's more of an observation or a hypothesis, because it has now been proven false. Anyway, I digress. Moore's law, right, was just saying that the processing speed and the size of the computing chips, it will shrink and the speed will get faster. But, people will just sit back and say, in 2 years, processing speed will be faster. But it takes people to work on it for 2 years to make it faster. It's not necessarily, just something that's going to happen no matter what. Nothing is inevitable. You have to really make it happen. Anyway, geez, what a long-winded talkie. I'm done talking. I just had to get that out of my head, because this is kind of like therapy for me. I don't exactly, this is my time to really just chat about what's on my mind to anyone and no one. But I do have to start being careful, because getting a little bit more people who are watching me, and I kind of am unreserved. But yeah, we're gonna do this workout. We're gonna have a really good back day. We're gonna have a really good day. I'm going to the office today. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. I know I already said goodbye, and whatever. No rules. I make the rules here. I even put the attachment microphone away, especially because I'm doing rows. I don't want it to get ruined by snagging the seat. But I gotta say, now that I'm back to kind of being more normal, more lean, you know, I've learned a lot about nutrition since I've started bodybuilding for real, like real bodybuilding. But you know, I'm trying to keep 130, 135. I still haven't weighed myself yet. I'm a little scared to do that still, because I'm afraid I'm going to be like 160 and I'm just going to be depressed. But I am so hot. I am overheating every day. Last night was cold out, so my brother and I set the temp to 65, but somehow the heat, the thermostat was set to like 78. I don't know how that happened. It was 70 when I woke up, so it didn't get that warm, but oh my gosh, I woke up and I was hot, I was sweaty, and I am overheating. I am kind of sweaty. I'm not a big sweaty, I don't sweat a lot. I'm not a big sweater, but you know, armpits, whatever, booty sweat. But you know, like I don't drip sweat down my arms and my face and stuff. That almost never happens. But I am overheating. I feel like really, really warm, and it's affecting my workout. I realize just how much of a cold weather person I am, because I like to be cold. I honestly do like being a little chilly. Not so cold that, you know, it's hard to move my hands. You know, that type of coldness when your hands move very slow. Not like that, but my core body, I like to have a lower temperature. But I don't like the snow. And so I'm conflicted, because I really, really, really want to live in Singapore. Really. I would do almost anything to live in Singapore. I mean, you know, it's really hot there. And I wonder how my body would accept the heat. Okay, well, I just wanted to say that real quick. It was on my mind. But now we're going to get back to rows, and then we're going to finish off with, looks like, rear delts and curls. So that'll be a good time. Good time.